Today, I'm going to be sharing with you how many steps per day you need to get shredded. We're also going to be diving into the nutrition aspect as well, but let's just dive right into it. So we hear it all the time, 10K steps, you need that. You need to hit that goal per day. And a big thing I like to say is a lot of us sit at a desk all day and we don't even get 5K steps a day, which is actually considered sedentary. Doing steps is actually one of my favorite forms of cardio. It is low intensity, steady state cardio, meaning you are using primary fat as fuel versus HIIT cardio where you're using more carbohydrates. When you are on fat loss, you are at lower calories, you are still pushing it hard in the gym with the strength training, and sometimes recovery goes. So sometimes that HIIT training could be so much to where you feel like it is impacting your recovery and increasing your cortisol levels and inflammation in the body, which is why I truly love using steps as my favorite form of cardio. So, how many steps do you need per day? The first thing that we want to do to figure out this number is going to be figuring out how many steps we are currently getting per day. So you can get a Fitbit, you can get a little Apple Watch, or just go on Amazon, get a pedometer, and start just doing your daily routine. For a good week, see what your average steps are, and then from there, maybe add a 20 to 30 minute walk per day on top of that to bring you at an increase of around 3,000 to 5,000 steps additionally. So don't just jump to 10,000 steps. Start with a small increase from there. And remember, these activity trackers, they're not 100% accurate, but they are a great way to kind of give us a baseline and make adjustments from there. So now that you figured out your daily steps and you added a little bit, like a 20 to 30 minute walk to that to increase your steps, maybe you're at around 6,000 to 7,000 steps a day, okay? So a way to actually up the intensity of walking and burn more calories that I like to do is number one, you can pick up your pace. So if you're outside, you're walking, pick up that pace to kind of give yourself more of a power walk. Now, the second way is my favorite. If you have hills outside, you could actually do incline walking on the treadmill as well, but going at that incline is going to increase the intensity, increase your heart rate, and that's going to help burn more calories too. And then for all of you saying, well, Elizabeth, I have such a busy schedule. I cannot get in 5,000 to 6,000 steps a day. I'm working all day. What you can do is actually have your baseline of steps Monday through Friday on your work days at a little bit lower. And then on the weekends when you're off, go out with friends, take your dog for a walk and do a longer walk and maybe have a higher step goal so that you are averaging a good amount of calories burned throughout the week. Okay, so those are 3 little ways to kind of change up your steps, get them in daily and burn calories through it. Now, before I go into the nutrition aspect, I do want to mention that getting in steps, it's not just about let's burn calories. Steps are actually the number one thing they have done to me is helped with my anxiety, energy, and my sleep. During the pandemic, I felt trapped inside the house. My anxiety got very high, and just going outside for my daily walk with Tank, putting in my Insight Timer app, listening to my meditation, did huge for my mental health, and it got my cortisol levels down. And those cortisol levels, that fight or flight response, if you're in that constant state of just high anxiety and stress, you're not going to be in an optimal state for fat loss. So it's done major things with my mental health, my energy, my sleep. Also, it's helped my clients tremendously as well. And it's great for your joints to just get outside and move, okay? So now, it's one thing to have your daily steps set for you, but the big aspect that's missing is going to be the nutrition aspect. When you're on fat loss, you want to make sure you are in a caloric deficit. So number one, that is going to be coming through tracking your food, your carbs, fat, and protein, figuring out how many grams of carbs, fat, and protein you need for fat loss. And like I've mentioned in so many videos, don't just dump to a low-calorie diet, because your metabolism does adapt. You want to start small. So for all my clients, I have an app that I have them track in, and I set their specific carbs, fat, and protein based off of their body, their age, their metabolism, their activity level, the amount of stress they're on, because all of these different demands are different. If my client's vegetarian, vegan, all of that. And then I have them in a small deficit, and then I look at the foods that they're consuming, because it's not just about calories in versus calories out. I really believe it's about getting in our micronutrients as well, getting plenty of fiber, going for our gut microbiome, our hormones. So if you're just thinking that you're gonna add in steps and you're gonna get shredded, that is not the deal. It is about being in a caloric deficit and really, really toning into the foods you're eating, making sure you're getting the right macros for your body, and then the sleep, the recovery aspect as well, okay? Those are big drivers. And if you do need help with this, I would love to help you. Go into the comments below. I am doing a 90-day transformation challenge. And over this course of 90 days, I am helping my clients get everything in terms of sustainable results. I'm setting their training program to help them build muscle, lose fat, figure out their macros, build confidence in their body, address certain foods to help them with the gut, the hormones, and I just truly, truly am passionate about helping others. Myself, I was almost 200 pounds. Then I had AED, and I spent the last 8 years building my metabolism, my body to get where I am, working on my mental health. I had so much to work on that. And then in between, of course, I got 15 types of parasites, H. pylori, SIBO, went postmenopausal in my 20s. So I've been there, I done that, I healed myself, and I want to help everyone else heal. So if you need help, fill out the questionnaire below, and I would love to set up a call with you guys to see if we're that perfect fit. But I currently, if you guys want to know my daily steps, I get around 7,500 to 8,500 just walking throughout the day, doing my daily walk with Tank. I don't do additional cardio on top of that, and I really prioritize my strength training. I love to lift heavy weights. So if you need help, send me over a little questionnaire. We'll set up that call, and make sure to subscribe. I got a new video coming for you tomorrow. And drop in the comments if you have any suggestions for future videos. I love you, and thanks for joining me.